Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today I thought we'd have a look at this. Now, I'm not really a big Apple person or a Mac person, but I do enjoy watching Lewis Rossman on his MacBook Repair YouTube channel. He has two channels. He has the one where he actually does this guy's a professional. His entire career is based around repairing MacBooks. But he has two channels. He has one channel where he literally just streams hours and hours of live footage from his workshops of repairing MacBook boards, and then he has another channel where he does more a more condensed edited version on specific repairs on specific boards and stuff like that. I really enjoy watching some of his stuff, because I don't really work on modern electronics. Well, it's Jay's Vintage Junk for a reason, because I like working on old vintage electronics. But I really enjoy his content and watching him work on these Macs. I mean, I thought I want to have a go myself, but I couldn't really justify going out and spending £350 on a broken current MacBook. So I thought I'm just going to pick up something that's, if I can get it working, it's going to be usable for something anyway, and it's not going to cost me a fortune. And I was perusing on eBay, as you do, and I knew I wanted one of the older MacBooks, for the main reason being that I do have one. I've got this. This is actually Amanda's old MacBook. She's bought herself one of the latest and greatest i7 MacBook Air things that's ridiculously thin and ridiculously light and everything. And she left me with her old MacBook. So basically, she's got a laptop to use when she's over here, and it's an old Core 2 Duo. This. It works perfectly. It's a bit beaten up. I mean, it was a university laptop, so it's a bit beaten up and everything, but it does work perfectly. But what it did mean is I do have a charger for the MacBooks. I do have a MagSafe charger. So obviously I wanted a MacBook that used MagSafe. I didn't want to have to go and buy another charger, so I've got Amanda's charger here. And like I said, this was up on eBay, and it had a opening bid of $9.99. There was no bids on it. It had about a day and a half left to go. But the thing was, there was no pictures. There was no pictures of the MacBook at all, and only the description was just a 4-word description that said "MacBook won't power on," and that was it. Like I said, there was no picture of the MacBook at all. But I thought I'm going to give a punt on it. So I put a £10 bid on it, and I was the only bidder. I won it at 10 quid. And I was honestly expecting it to never turn up, to be honest, at that. I was expecting I'd have to go through PayPal and open the case and all the usual. But amazingly, it arrived this morning. So it said dead, doesn't power up. So I took the old MagSafe charger from Amanda's laptop, and I whacked it on the side of it. And I fiddled about a little bit, and the green charge light, as you can see, come on. And I pressed the power button on it, and I don't know if you can see there. We have a fully working MacBook for 10 quid. Now, it's not the latest and greatest of MacBooks, this. I mean, it's an old first generation, well, I presume it's first generation MacBook, but I've had it plugged into a MagSafe charger for a bit now, and the battery is actually charging, amazingly. It's at 48% now, and if I pull the power, for a 10 quid MacBook, the battery's not completely dead, and in fact I ran it for about 20 minutes earlier on the battery, and it went down from about, I think it were on about 36% at the time, and it went down to about 28%. So I mean, I don't know how long this thing's been dead or unused for, but it's been on and end for probably another hour or two, and it's come back up to 48%. So it looks like the battery does at least charge. It is going to be limited, this thing. It's a bit of a shame I don't have a MacBook to try and repair, because it just needs a little bit of upgrading, really. It doesn't actually need, really, as far as I can see, any repair. It's got a few bits on it which are pretty standard with these old MacBooks. It's got a bit of chipping on the edge around here, and the same on this side here. It's not severe. I've seen it far worse than this. It's perfectly usable. It's just lost a little bit of the plastic around the edge there. It's running a very old version of Mac OS, which, let's have a look here. Nice thing about these, we can just go to About This Mac. I don't know if you can actually, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more on the screen so you can actually see what it's. Unfortunately, let's see if we can. There we go. That's going to be a bit better for you, isn't it? Let's try and get that roughly lined up on the screen. Oops. Again, I'm on my really crappy, tripod here, because my good one's still buried in the, oops, still buried in the attic. But there we go. There, you can see what the screen's doing now. Anyway, so we've got Mac OS X version 10.6.7, which I think is a fairly old version of OS X. I know that my old, I've got a, what is it? It's a Core 2 Duo iMac up in the attic. It's broken, unfortunately. It's what I used to use for all my video editing. I know that's running. I think that's running Snow Leopard or something like that, which I think was like the fastest you could get, the best OS you could get on them at the time. I'm not sure whether this will even run Snow Leopard. It might do. I don't know whether it has to be the Core 2 Duo rather than the Core Duo to be able to run the Snow Leopard, but we can certainly, I think, upgrade it a little bit more than what it's running at the moment. It's got the 1.83 gigahertz Intel Core Duo, like I said, so it's a slow one as it is. It's only got half a gig of RAM. It's got 512 meg of RAM. Let's see what more info says. I'd like to know when it was made, this one. It's a MacBook 1.1. Number of processors 1. Number of cores 2. Like I say, it's only got half a gig of RAM. That's the easy thing. I've got plenty of RAM that should fit this thing, so I should be able to take that up to. I'm not sure what the maximum on these is. I think there's something back in mind, say something like 3 gig or something like that. Maybe I've stuck a 2 gig. Maybe I stuck a 2 gig DIMM in it. Is it a DIMM? What do these things use now? Yes, it's a DIMM, isn't it? The small DIMMs. DDR, I presume it'll be DDR2 this. I don't think it's DDR3. It might be. But anyway, yeah, so I should easily, I've got loads and loads of laptop RAM, so I should be able to find something that's compatible with it anyway. It's not really showing us anything else that we need to know. I wonder what size the hard drive is. This should be able to tell us that. What's it telling us about the hard drive? Nothing. It's just telling us about the. It's just telling us about that. Unfortunately, about the CD drive. So I'm not a Mac expert in any way, shape, or form. Well, there we go. Serial 88. Does that tell us anything? It's got a Toshiba hard drive. I can't really see how big it is at the moment. Let's see if this tells us anything. Ah, there we go. It's got 200 meg. No, that can't be right. Ah, there we go. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. We'll say it's there. Oh, it's got an 80 gig. It's got an 80 gig hard drive in it. I'm sure we can upgrade that to something. I think I've got a stack of like 350s or something like that kicking about somewhere. So we should be able to upgrade the hard drive in it. And like I said, I don't think we can do anything with the processor. I think that's like pretty well fixed. I mean, if anyone knows more about these, if anyone knows any more about these old MacBooks, do let me know whether there's a possibility I can upgrade that processor in it. I mean, I doubt it's going to be able to take a Core 2 Duo. I don't think it's the motherboard will support that. But can I put a faster Core Duo in it? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a Mac aficionado in any way, shape or form. I had that iMac for doing video editing on, which I used to quite enjoy using. And then it developed a weird fault where it would just randomly shut off without warning. And I've never got around to actually looking into it. I will do at some point and get that back up and running, like I said, because that's a Core 2 Duo. But I thought I'd just show you this. Like I said, it just proves what you can actually... and by the way, this has been running since I pulled that on the battery. It's only dropped to 45% there from 47. So it looks like the battery is at least fairly decent in it. So we've got an early MacBook, but one that we can at least make into a reasonably useful machine. I mean, like I say, it's not going to be a powerhouse or anything. It's not going to be something I'm going to be editing video on or anything. But as a sit on the settee and browse the internet kind of laptop, I think it's going to be absolutely fine. I'm just blown away. I've actually managed to buy a fully working MacBook for 10 quid. Like I said, I know I took a gamble on it and everything, but all the other MacBooks I were looking at that were spares or repair seem to start, well, they seem to sell for like the £25 or £30 mark, and they were ones with oh, that's just going to sleep mode. I thought whether it shut off them or not, it's just going to sleep mode. But they were ones that had obvious, a lot worse than this. They had keys missing off the keyboard. They had like smash screens on them, battery missing, or they'd obviously been messed with before and were in pieces. They had the hard drive missing, other bits missing from them, and they were selling for the £20, £30 mark. As well, I said a tenner, 10 quid for a working MacBook. You really can't complain about that, really, can you? So I will be doing some videos on this one. I mean, I'm sure there's thousands of videos on upgrading old MacBooks on YouTube, but I might as well add a bit to them, take my take on it, because you know me, I like to do things for absolutely no money. So we'll be using whatever junk I've got laying around to see if we can do some upgrades to this thing and make it a tiny little bit more usable and useful. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there for now, because I hope you enjoyed that little little video on this. Hopefully Amanda's going to be over here in the next week, so obviously, like I said, I won't be doing anything probably with it until after then. So hope you enjoyed that little video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.